start off this segment from our London studio where my colleague Juliana Olainka is standing by to bring us up to speed with the developments in the London market. Good afternoon, Juliana. So bring us up to speed with the equities market update and, of course, how the outlook for the British pound among its peers, as Washington and Beijing trade war revs up.
Good afternoon, Chimese. Lovely to see you. Well, today, news is that fashion firm Burberry isn't performing well. Their full-year results release saw the luxury brand shares fall 3.6%. A lot of people are talking about that. Of course, Burberry is a very popular brand. Also struggling today is the cash-strapped package tour operator, Thomas Cook Group. Now, the tour operator reported a loss before tax of £1.5 billion for the 6 months up to March the 31st. Compared to a loss of £303 million last year. Now, the operator has seen its shares slump by 15%. In positive territory in London today are the international mining company Anglo-American, which has nudged 1.4% higher, and analysts are suggesting that the market may become slightly less concerned about the US-China spat.
On the corporate side, who are the headline grabbers this Thursday?
Well, one of the headline grabbers has been Citigroup. Now, we know that Citigroup is one of 5 major banks that have been hit with an EU fine for financial manipulation. This is a huge story, and it's a story that's likely to run and run. We're only hearing a little bit of trickling around it, but we know that financial manipulation has been really regulated and watched, and they have, alongside Barclays and HSBC will be hit with a crippling fine. So that's one to run and run. And hopefully tomorrow I'll have more of an update on that for you.
All right. Thank you very much for your time, Juliana. Enjoy the rest of the day. And let's do a quick crossover now to the Nigerian Stock Exchange for update from Temple Ashaju. Hello, Temple. Good afternoon. So how is the market taking the news of Emefiele's confirmation as the CBN governor? All right, while we wait for Temple to get ready. Okay, data from the National Institute of Statistics shows that Tunisia's economic growth slowed to 1.1% year-on-year in the first quarter of 2019 from the 2.1% recorded the previous quarter. The Statistics Office attributes the decrease to a decline in agricultural activity. Despite the weaker first quarter data, annual growth is expected to reach about 3% this year, compared to 2.5% in 2018. Tunisia also aims to cut its budget deficit from 5% in 2018 to 3.9% in 2019. Tunisia's economy has been recovering slowly since taking a hit following the overthrow of autocrat Zine Ben Ali in 2011 and 2 major militant attacks in 2015. As Temple is ready to bring us up to speed with the developments out there at the equities market. So, Temple, how is the market taking the news of Emefiele's confirmation as the CBN governor? And of course, MTN is in the market today.
Correct, Chimeze. Well, we know that the CBN governor has done a lot around the stability of FX, the Naira, the local currency here. And of course, that has really brought in so much inflow into the market in recent time. We know that multilateral financial institutions have also recommended the possibility of converting the I&E window to the major FX market for Nigeria when it comes to the call for harmonizing the rates in the system. So that is something really positive for the system. But, as we woke up to the market call this morning, there are some trades that were hanging, and of course that will contribute to the sell pressure and the demands around what FPIs and local investors will be implementing this morning. So as we speak, the market is currently down some 0.60% or if not more, and of course that losses is seen across all the major sectors in the market. But as you also know, the MTNs coming to the market today is going to bring about some facelift, because again, this is a company that is bringing a market capitalization worth some 1.8 trillion naira to the market. That as you know, again, is really higher when you compare to all of the other stocks in the system. It's next to what you have in Dangote. By way of revenue, revenue trailing, that is really high in trillions of naira when you consider what they declared in their earnings Q1 2019. So by revenue, it is higher in terms of a trillion naira plus that it has declared. For Dangote Cement, it's about 901.2 billion naira. For Zenith Bank, that's some 620 billion naira. So we do expect that MTN's coming to the markets today, which of course you can tell from the crowd around me here, getting the gallery here busy with a whole lot of journalists, translates to something really, really positive for the Nigerian Stock Exchange.
Well, thank you for that update, Temple. Well, let's look at our domestic commodities market quickly, and our focus, of course, is on copper. We have Fumi Adebowale, one of the research analysts with Financial Derivatives Company. Hello, Fumi. So we're talking about copper. Is there any chance that Nigeria's production can actually rise to commercially viable levels?
Yes, in 2018, we saw that Nigeria produced 30 tons of copper, which is an increase of about 20% compared to what was produced in 2017. But despite this positive development, Nigeria's share in global output is insignificant. And this is due to a number of challenges that are being faced in the states where copper is being produced. So copper is produced in states such as Gombe, Zamfara, Plateau, and the likes, where there is a high level of insecurity. So, but the good news is that Nigeria can increase its production from what it is currently producing, because Nigeria has copper ore deposits of about 10 million tons. But for Nigeria to take advantage of this, it is important that the insecurity challenges are being addressed and there are policies that are in place to attract investors.
All right, we've seen the global price of copper crash by 17% in the last year. Looking at that and, of course, the outlook, what's the outlook for copper prices in the near term?
Yes, we've seen the price of copper decline by about 17%, and that has had a negative impact on producing countries such as Zambia, where copper accounts for about 48% of its exports.